Morning hustlers. A dreary day on the homestead today. As you can see, we are in Bunty, my dad's motorhome, as we no longer have Vera, so we are making the most of being able to use this while my dad's not here. Obviously we can use it while he's here as well, but it's just Kelly and I on site this week. While I say that, there is other people popping in, so we've got plumbers coming in Thursday and Friday, so they've got a bit of prep work, well not prep work I guess, completion work on the floors to fill in the gaps before the tiler comes in. So they're coming in to do that, and hopefully, well, I think they're going to put the bath in and start building the frame for the niches that we're having on the shower wall, at the opposite end of the shower. We've also got Josh, who's our guy who's been building the stud wall and everything for us. He's coming back and he's going to be put plasterboard in one of the walls in the office, the one that is quite bad, that needs a bit of work doing to it. So he's coming to do that today. So Kelly and I got back late last night. We've had beautiful sunny weather in the last few weeks, even got a bit of a tan, I don't know if you can see. But now it is completely miserable, absolutely pouring down with rain. We drove back from Essex late last night because we had a couple of days, we had a couple of appointments and bits and bobs, and wanted to catch up with our fur babies as well. So today, we came back today, the reason, there's no trades on site today, but the reason is our tiles are getting delivered. So we're having the same tiles throughout the kitchen, back hallway and the bathroom, so they will just flow through. So we've got all those coming today, and also the tiles that they're a little bit different to the ones that are going on the floor, and they're going around the bath and the shower. So we're just waiting for those tiles to be delivered. Obviously, you can tell it's absolutely hammering down, so we can't do anything outside today. So I thought I'd just come on here and quickly talk to you while Kel's getting a shower, because we're in shifts now because we don't want the delivery to turn up, but while someone's in the shower, so one of us can go out there. Basically, because the ground is quite soft here, so I very much doubt that a lorry is going to be able to back up near the door. So I think that what that means is when it does arrive, the rain is due to stop in a few hours, fingers crossed, that it will simply be dropping the pallet, and then we'll be having to lug each box in ourselves to the house. Now you might be thinking, wow, the state of the house at the moment, why on earth are you getting tiles delivered? Well, there is a method to our madness. So one, we'd already picked the tiles out that we liked the look of anyway, and when we ordered them there was a 10% off that weekend, which was a couple of weekends ago. So we got them ordered, and actually our tiler was due to start this week, but unfortunately our plastering has been pushed back to this week now. So whereas the kitchen, bathroom and back hallway, we were hoping that it was already going to be plastered by the time the tiles arrived, and then the tiler started this week. But I mean, these things happen on renovations like this, so we've had to push everything back, and everyone's been really accommodating and trying to kind of amend their schedule and fit us in. So essentially plastering was already going to be done, tiling was going to be done this week, so that's why the tiles are coming. However, plastering is now starting next week, and the tiles have been pushed back 3 weeks. But you know, we already had them on order, we already had them due to be delivered. We thought we've got to be here the rest of the week anyway, we might as well just come up and just get them in instead of messing people around and all that type of thing. So although the living room is becoming a bit of a warehouse because it's got a bathroom suite, it's got plasterboards, it's got sand and cement now, it's going to have tiles, that's going to be the room that we're probably going to do last, because it is such a big space, and we'd like to investigate getting the fireplace done, as I've mentioned quite a few times, and obviously we need a specialist in to do that. So I've got a bit of back and forth with fireplace and bricklaying expert at the moment, just to try and get him on site really to have a look. We've had a provisional quote when I've sent all photos over and everything, but I'd like him to really come and see it. I think we're going to be able to get something really good out of it, but also it does come down to price and what he thinks of the fire. Also, we want to get it all kind of fully lined, the flue, it's got to be signed off at the end to make sure it's safe and that type of stuff. So we want to make sure we get the right person. But essentially we need to get that done before plastering gets done in that room, because obviously it's going to get too messy with all the brickwork and everything like that. So there's an order of events, that's why we're leaving the biggest room till last. Purely for space, but purely because there's other bits going on in there as well that we can just use it as storage, and everyone's in and out, and that's like a through route. So today, tiles, there's also some wallpaper stripping to do. The last little bit up the stairs and the landing and a tiny little bit on a pillar in the living room, but it's a right bugger to get off. It's like been painted over 100 times and that type of thing. But that's it for me at the minute. You can keep an eye on what we're getting up to today and this week. I'll provide some updates later on when the plumbers come and when the wall gets plasterboarded and when the tiles get delivered. So it's all go, but I've said before, the sun makes such a difference. So today it's pouring down and it just makes you think, oh, I just want it done. Whereas it's all about the journey and not the destination, whatever that is. But yeah, it's pretty full on. I keep saying that people do this for a living. I don't know how you do this for a living, but I'm just going to be spending my day wistfully looking out at the rain and no doubt scrolling online for sun holidays that I can't afford. But you know, anything to cheer me up. First lot of tiles off the pallet and indoors. Woo! These are the tiles that are going around the bath and the shower. Nowhere near ready to do that right now, but it's exciting to see some of the colours and that type of stuff come to life. I mean, we ordered the right amount, but does it look enough? Who knows? We'll find out when the tiler comes. First lot here, second lot coming on the pallet is going to be probably triple the amount of that. So that's just a little warm up for us. The next lot's coming on another delivery today, so all good. Morning all. Another busy day on the homestead. Well, I say that like we've been really busy, but we've actually, for us, it's been a bit quieter. So as I said, trades have not been on site the first part of this week. They're coming back today. Kel and I have just been concentrating on wallpaper stripping. You can see we've done the stairs and hallway now up there, the landing. So the whole house is completely cleared of wallpaper. It took a bit longer than what we thought, considering there was about 3 layers of wallpaper and about 5 gallons of nicotine dripping out the ceiling, so that was lovely. We've had a result really, because the skip, it's a 7-day turnaround usually on the skips, and they collect it 7 days later, but for whatever reason they're a few days late, so we've managed to get all the bags of wallpaper into the skip so that can go. Now the plumbers were due here this morning, as well as Josh, who built our stud wall, which is amazing, you can see behind. Plumbers have just messaged, they think they can get it all done tomorrow, so they've got a few other bits they're doing that are more urgent than what we've got going on, which is fair enough. Oh, I'm out of breath going up the stairs, not good. So they're coming tomorrow, which is Good Friday, so obviously you're probably watching this a few weeks later than that, because we're about 5 or 6 weeks in front of where you're watching the videos at the moment. What Josh is coming to do today, on the advice of the plasterer, so he's been really helpful with putting some plasterboard up for us. He did the kitchen ceiling downstairs, done a fantastic job on that, and obviously the plaster around our stud wall. I say plaster, I mean plasterboard, of course. There you go, in there. So today Josh is coming and he's going to do the other wall in here. As you can see, it's in a bit of a state. So all this plaster is kind of, you can hear it, it's all hollow, it's all cracking off. So he's got to take that back to the slats, I don't know. All these have got to come off as well. And it looks like from our previous job, from that wall there, there's some insulation left. So I might speak to Josh and say, can he just insulate that wall while he's doing it anyway? And then the plasterer will be ready to come in next week. So it's going slowly. So I think for me and Kel, we've done the best that we can, and the majority of what we can do essentially. So we're just waiting. The next week, the next few weeks are going to be quite tough. Tough in a way that we can't really get hands on because the plasterer is going to be in, and then the tiler. So we need to let them do what they've got to do, and there's nothing really that we can crack on with. Like, we was thinking, right, we want to sand down the doors, we want to sand down and put new skirting boards on and bits like that, but we just won't be able to get in the house. We won't even be able to sleep in here when the plastering's been done because it's pretty much the whole house. Now I know that I said a few videos back, because I've watched it back, basically don't believe anything I say. The plasterer came round and we were like, oh, it's not that bad, it doesn't need that much work, it's going to be fine. Whilst that is the case in the majority of rooms, while we're back to bare bones, we might as well just go for it. There's a few cracks in the ceilings, what I'm looking at, all the chasing, and that threw us off, obviously, which, I mean, we should have really guessed that, right? The electrician's chased in every single room, so they're going to need to be filled anyway. So we've got great plasterer working with us, and he said, obviously, it's our choice, but we made the decision that was what we wanted to do. Makes everything feel a bit new. We've got a good price and we're going to go for it. So we're getting all plastering. So like I say, we need to be on site to kind of make sure the plaster is all good, and when the tiler's here and let them in and stuff like that. But it's going to be pretty boring because we're just going to be kind of hanging around. So we might do a few day trips that we share with you. Might do a few other bits. But watch this space. That's where it's going to be a bit boring for us, but not for you guys, because you're going to see all the transformation that's coming. And I'm going to head downstairs now because I think Josh is due to arrive at any minute. And also, the plumbers have got a delivery coming for when they're on site tomorrow, and that delivery is turning up any minute now as well. So that'll be our L-shaped bath, not a P-shaped. And there's a difference between a P and an L. Obviously, the P is rounded on the larger bit and the L is quite straight. So we're going for the L shape. And that's coming any minute now. So I'll let you know what progress we get. You'll see the progress on the stud wall today, I'm sure. And plumbers are in tomorrow. Sounds like they're getting the bath delivered, so that sounds like the bath's going in, which can go in before the plastering and tiling, and whatever other pipe work they need to do. But I'll share that anyway. Catch you in a bit, guys. Sorry, just waiting for someone to turn up. Someone to come and collect a bath. So the plumbers had the stuff delivered. When I said that they were coming to get the bath, the delivery is basically, so we're having the L-shaped bath. The L was on the wrong edge for the way that we're having the bath and shower around. So the guys are coming to collect the bath and the new one is being dropped off. But I was just kind of in the house, standing by the window waiting for someone to arrive. And although we've cleared the house out and it's completely bare bones now, it just feels like we're living in a warehouse at the moment. Look, this is our front room and dining room right now, so look at the state of it. So we've got all our tiles, we've got some Celotex and plasterboard there, we've got our bathroom suite, and remember that had a massive bath on it. I've just taken the bath outside. There's all our radiators waiting to go in whenever we get to the point of second fix electric. We have got plaster, that's probably not the right term, multi-finish, whatever that is, and cement. I feel like I'm a proper tradie now. I wake up and I'm straight into my warehouse, but it's exciting. We've got all this stuff in, obviously. Plumbers arrange all the bathroom bits, we arrange all the electric radiators now. I've spoken so many times about these electric radiators, I'm not going to go into detail on them. I know people have got their opinions on electric radiators, but when they go in, I will definitely do a separate video on them because they are going to be so cool. And then obviously we've got the plasterer coming. So the way it's worked for us is, it's not actually what I'm used to be honest. So when we had our last house done, we obviously paid the builder and he arranged all the stuff to come. So, but with this, we're just paying a day rate for our plasterer, which is actually working out better for us. It's fantastic. But we pay for the materials on top and we arrange to get them ordered and delivered. Not as expensive as I thought, and I think as we get towards the end of the project, not end like final, like when we get to this end of the first phase when we're in and can have a bit more time to gather my thoughts, Kel and I will probably do a bit of a costing one to show you and go through sort of what we've spent, what we got the house for, how much it's cost us to get it into this state. And we're on a budget, so we're doing everything as frugal as we can. But like I've said, some bits you just need to do. They've got to be done. There's no ways around it. You can try and cut corners, but sometimes it's just worth and more cost effective to get it done properly the first time. And that's the sort of train of thought that we've had the whole way through, that we are on a budget, absolutely. However, we need professionals in and we want to pay them right for what they're doing for us, and we also want to do it right the first time so it doesn't cost us more later down the line. So we'll do a bit of costing, but these are just rambling thoughts from me, and these videos are going to be a bit up and down, as I've said, all different stuff coming at you, so be prepared for that. It's a waiting game really now. Now we've done our bit, it's just waiting for people, which can be frustrating, but the tradesmen out there are so busy, all of them, even people that we've had quoted for us. It's like taking time to come in and quote, it's taking time to get them on site. So we're just pleased that this week, it's a short week, it's Easter. As I say, you'll be seeing this a few weeks in advance, so you've already enjoyed all your Easter eggs and everything like that. People are on site, so that's all we can hope for, and things are moving in the good direction. And like I said, next week is when the real transformation happens, once the plaster and tilers and that start coming in and we start painting. I can't imagine that state like of paint and plaster is going to be as quick as next week, because I just can't imagine it at the moment. When I'm looking at it, it looks still terrible to me. I'm sure people that are used to doing this sort of thing, it looks fine and it looks ready to go, but I mean, I'm still walking on concrete, I've still got dust everywhere. I just can't imagine it, but you're going to follow along and see how we get on. So see you in a bit, guys.
표정들 짓고 있잖아. 의미 없이 흘러가네 이 하루엔 네가 필요해. 어디로든 떠나볼까.
Morning hustlers, another day on site.
Morning hustlers.
We've not long got up. Kel's just heading over to Bunty to get washed and dressed and ready for when the plumbers get here. So I was just going to give you a quick little update. See you in a bit, babe. Quick little update on the brilliant work that Josh did yesterday. Now you saw a couple of bits when all the lats were coming off. It's not slats, it's lats. And now I can show you with the plasterboard on. It makes such a difference to that room. It's fantastic, and it's really weird, but it makes a difference to the sound in this room. Obviously it deadens the sound a little bit, and we've got insulation in there as well, but we were asleep last night, there was not as much noise. We've got a extractor hole open in the little toilet ready for the extractor to go in when the electrician gets the second fix, but it just feels a lot quieter and softer, if that makes sense. I don't know if it does make sense, but it makes sense to me. And so plumbers, they didn't come yesterday, as I mentioned. We had the right L-shaped bath turn up, so that was a result. Got that in. So I'm just going to quickly show you a before. I'll be completely transparent and honest. I'm not sure what the plumbers are doing today. But obviously they wanted the bath swapped over, so I'm guessing the bath's going in. And I think they're building the frame. They're having some little niches put in, like shelves and stuff. I think they might be doing that, but I'm not sure. So this is where we are in the bathroom. I mean, to be quite frank, it's still going to be grim, even with a nice posh bath going in today. But once the tiling and the plastering starts, that's when it'll start transforming, as I've said. So, just wanted to give you a quick update. It's another busy day for us. I know that we're a few weeks ahead in filming and what you're seeing, so you're a few weeks behind. So, it's Good Friday today. And the plumbers are coming in, and when they're finished, we're heading back to Essex. It's Kel's birthday this weekend as well, so we're going to kind of celebrate Kel's birthday. We've got a few little bits planned, and also Arsenal are in the Champions League, Arsenal Women's, against Lyon tomorrow, so we're looking forward to watching that. And most importantly, to seeing our little fur babies, Fizz and Pix, because they do miss us when we're not here, and it is still too scary for them to get in. So we just want to get the house done as quickly as possible, not only for us, although obviously for us, but so the girls can come up. And it's just still a bit, I think, yeah, it's a bit scary. The road's there, obviously. We want to get a little catio built at some point. So we've got a few more bits to do before the girls can come. I'm dreading that journey with them, bless them. Elderly cats on a 3-hour journey. Not going to be fun, but I know that they would love it when they're here. So that's the before, basically, of what's going on, and I will check in a bit and show you possibly some of what's going on, but it's a bit difficult to film. If not, definitely the after. So catch you in a bit, guys.
The words of Cand. Hiya, hustlers. Had a little bit of work today.
Don't take the mic.
And
Hiya, hustlers.
Hiya, hustlers, and she's going to show you around what's been done.
So the plumbers have been in. There was 3 of them here today, and they've got quite a lot achieved, but they still need to come back, obviously, quite a few times, because there's different, how do I explain this? Different stages of the job that they need to come back in and do. So they've done quite a bit today. Then they've come back on Wednesday to kind of finish off a few bits like the stud wall, which I'll show you downstairs in a minute, and fit the toilet. So exciting. We didn't get much further than the toilet being unboxed upstairs, and then the pipe come through the floor now. So it doesn't look like a lot, but actually a lot of the work they did was kind of outside, which I'm just going to go show you the pipe work and stuff. Babes, I'm catching a bit.
Ciao.
Right, so
Hi, hustlers.
she is forever taking the piss out of me. So the most of the work today has been done downstairs. It's not all the exciting stuff that's happened now. It's all the bits that you don't get to see, really, but they do make a big difference. One thing you do get to see, new bath in place. So what happened today was the pipes weren't 100% centred, and if any of you know what Kel's like with her OCD, luckily the plumbers and all the trades that we got have got OCD as well. So that to chase in a tiny bit, pipes we moved over so they're centred to our L-shaped bath and shower when that goes on. But like I say, a lot of the stuff is stuff you don't get to see, but it's obviously fundamental. So I'm excited by pipes now. I don't know if anyone else is. New stack pipe to the downstairs loo. The trench, and I'm going to go this side of it. See, all the groundwork pipes gone in with their pea gravel over the top, and that's all the way through to here, and then our new pipe going all the way up. Oh, there's me in the window there. All the way up to there. So like I say, although not all the fancy bits, but all the fundamental bits, so we're getting there. Now he's coming back Wednesday, one of them, to do the stud wall. Might keep, to me it's not a stud wall, but they keep saying it's a stud wall, but it's that empty space there, so all the way up to the ceiling we're having like a wall unit with like niches. That's the universal national sign of niche, where you can put stuff like your shampoos, conditioners and all stuff like that. So we're pretty excited. They've just left. It's Good Friday, as I mentioned earlier. They've just left. They want to get in the pub for a beer, I think. And I'm not just making assumptions, by the way. They did say they want to get in the pub for a beer. And Kel and I are just packing up now. We're going to jump in the car. We're going to head back to Essex, celebrate her birthday with family. And we'll be back in a couple of days. And then exciting stuff next week with the plastering starts and the rest of the plumbing. So pretty much a lot going on now. But we'll catch up with you soon anyway, hustlers. And thanks for following along. Don't forget, a few extra bits go on our Instagram, which is @WildHeartHustle. But it's getting a bit more exciting now and a bit more active. So there's not so many bits and bobs. There's still bits and bobs, but I can start showing some progress now. So thanks for kind of all the engagement on the channel, and thanks for staying with us. There's a lot of stuff coming up. Have a good one. Thanks for watching, hustlers. Don't forget to like, subscribe and share for the rest of our journey. Who knows where we'll end up. See you next time.